We've compiled the top 10 best family cars of 2024 based on input from Car and Driver. The best family cars of 2024 include both the best sedans of 2024, the best SUVs of 2024, and the best vans of 2024. We ranked the best family cars based on nearly 200 data points, including family comfort, large passenger capacity, acceleration, handling, comfort, cargo space, fuel efficiency, value, and driving pleasure. Kia TELLURIDE. The TELLURIDE offers a generous set of standard features, and its top trim delivers a premium experience that's comparable to SUVs that cost far more. The EPA estimates the front drive version is the thriftiest, with ratings of 20 mpg in the city and 26 mpg on the highway. Starting price, $37,585. CD rating, score 10/10. Honda CR-V. Honda CR-V Hybrid. The 2024 Honda CR-V, with an excellent chassis and an efficient hybrid option, is a star in the compact crossover segment. The front-wheel drive CR-V, with the turbocharged 1.5-liter four-cylinder, gets EPA estimates of 28 mpg city and 34 mpg highway, while the most fuel-efficient CR-V is the front-wheel drive Sport Hybrid, which achieves 43 mpg city and 36 mpg highway. Starting price, $30,850. CD rating, score 10/10. Genesis GV70. Genesis's unique take on luxury is evident in each of its offerings, particularly so in the 2024 GV70 SUV, which mixes style and substance in a beautiful way. The twin-turbo V6 earned ratings of 18 mpg city and 24 mpg highway. Starting price, $46,500. CD rating, score 10/10. Porsche Macan. Most SUVs can't get out of their own way on curvy roads, but where the 2024 Porsche Macan is concerned, zigzagging is playtime, and good luck catching up. The most efficient Macan, according to the EPA, is the base model with the turbocharged 2.0-liter four-cylinder, which is rated for 19 mpg city and 25 mpg highway. Starting price, $62,550. CD rating, score 10/10. Genesis GV80. In less than 15 years, Genesis has gone from being the name of a Hyundai sedan with uncertain prospects to being an undisputed luxury brand, making some of the most sophisticated ways of getting from here to there. The EPA estimates the four-cylinder GV80 models will deliver 20 mpg in the city and 24 mpg on the highway. Starting price, $59,050. CD rating, score 10/10. Ram 1500, enhanced tech, fresh styling, and a twin-turbo inline-six are coming to the 2025 Ram 1500, which aims to maintain its dominant position among full-size trucks. With the V6, the 1500 was rated as high as 20 mpg city and 25 highway. Starting price, $42,270. CD rating, score 10/10. Hyundai IONIQ 5, stylish, value-packed, and fun to drive. The 2024 Hyundai IONIQ 5 is a winner of an EV SUV that's already earned several Car and Driver accolades. Last year's model was rated as high as 132 mpg city and 98 mpg highway. Starting price, $44,000. CD rating, score 10/10. Kia EV6. Easy on the eyes, priced right, and fun to drive. The fully electric 2024 Kia EV6 is among the best SUVs sold today. Every single-motor EV6 has a combined EPA rating of up to 117 mpg. The dual-motor variant is rated at 109 mpg on with the standard 19-inch wheels and 96 mpg when rolling on the optional 2 OS. Starting price $43,975. CD rating, score 10/10. Rivian R1T. The 2024 Rivian R1T is the quickest pickup we've ever tested, but it's no mere show pony, offering impressive off-road chops as well. Fuel economy ratings for the quad-motor R1T are 74 mpg city, 66 mpg highway, and 70 mpg combined. Starting price $71,700. CD rating, score 10/10. Honda Accord. Honda Accord Hybrid. The Honda Accord is a car and driver favorite, winning our praise year after year with its spacious cabin, refined road manners, and first-rate build quality. According to the EPA, the Accord Hybrid is good for 51 mpg city and 48 mpg highway. Fuel economy numbers for the non-hybrid Accord aren't as impressive at 29 mpg city and 37 mpg highway. Starting price $28,990. CD rating, score 10/10. We've come to the end of our video. Which of the best family cars was your favorite? Please like the video and leave a comment. This was the first part of the video. The second part video will be uploaded to the channel in the near future. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be notified of future videos. See you soon.